Hello, welcome to GP Podcast. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of the biggest tech show on Earth because we're looking for a story that wasn't happening on the main stage at all. You know, CES 2026 was an absolute whirlwind, but just like this quote says, day 3, it had a totally different vibe. The big, flashy humanoid robots, sure, they had their moment, but this was something else. This was the day the future stopped shouting and started whispering. So what we're about to explore really isn't about spectacle, it's about the beginning of a quiet invasion of technology into every single corner of our life.
So the first clue about this quiet invasion came from how tech is starting to connect with our most basic senses. And I'm not talking about just better headphones or brighter screens. No, this is about brand new ways to experience the world, and it all starts with something that honestly sounds completely absurd at first.
I want you to meet the Lollipop Star. And yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a lollipop that plays music while you eat it. The magic, though, isn't in the candy. It's in the science of bone conduction. As you bite down, these little vibrations travel through your jaw, straight to your inner ear. It's playful, it's almost silly, but that's exactly what makes it so brilliant. It proves a really key point for this whole quiet invasion idea. Sensory tech is now so cheap and so adaptable that it can literally be embedded in candy. Okay, now let's see how this idea of smart integration starts to build. These headphones from TDM solve a problem that, let's be honest, we've all had. You're listening to a great song and somebody wants to hear it too. Well, instead of fumbling around for a separate speaker, these headphones physically transform. The mechanical engineering here is just so clever. The ear cups literally twist around and reconfigure themselves to become a portable speaker. It's a perfect example of this theme. It's not about adding a new feature. It's about making one single object seamlessly do two different things.
Now, this idea of seamless integration gets way more profound when we start talking about our health. The big trend here isn't just about tracking your steps anymore. It's about embedding medical-grade sensors into everyday objects, turning our bodies into this constant stream of really valuable passive data.
For example, take the Y brush. Its main selling point, as you can see, is speed. A full mouth clean in just 20 seconds. And yeah, that's impressive, but that's not the real story. The speed is basically just a Trojan horse for something way more significant.
Because hidden inside this thing is an integrated breath analysis system. So while you're brushing, tiny little sensors are analyzing compounds in your breath, things that can be early indicators for gum disease or even metabolic issues. The company is really clear. This is not a diagnosis. It's all about pattern detection. But think about that for a second. Health monitoring is happening quietly, in the background of your morning routine, all because these sensors have become so small and so inexpensive.
And this trend just keeps going with a RingCon Smart Ring. It tackles blood pressure, something that's notoriously difficult for wearables to get right. Their solution, laid out right here, is just ingenious. After a one-time calibration, the ring does its real work while you're asleep. And why sleep? Well, because when your body is stable and at rest, those tiny optical sensors can get much more reliable data. It's leveraging a completely natural state to make the technology work, giving you these powerful insights into nighttime blood pressure, which is a huge predictor of future health.
And you know, this quiet invasion isn't just about new hardware. Dexcom, a big name in glucose monitoring, they didn't even show off a new device. They showed off a new brain. Their latest software update signals this really crucial shift in the industry. Instead of just giving users raw data graphs and expecting them to be data scientists, their new app actually uses AI to provide insights, like connecting a glucose spike directly to that pizza you ate last night. This is the last really important point for this section. We're moving from just collecting data to getting actionable wisdom.
Now, this whole theme of quiet, powerful integration, it's not just limited to our bodies. It's also completely reshaping how we work and create by focusing on removing all those little points of friction that slow us down when we're trying to get from an idea to a finished product.
I mean, it's a question Mac users have been debating for years, right? Apple has always said no, but that desire for direct, hands-on input, it's still there. So what if you could just add one? This is the magic screen, and it's just a wonderfully clever physical hack. It's this thin layer that snaps right on with magnets and plugs into the USB-C port. And just like that, your MacBook has a low-latency touchscreen and stylus support. It doesn't need complex software changes. It's just this elegant hardware solution that adds a whole new layer of interaction without messing up the core experience. And for just pure jaw-dropping technical wizardry, this demo from OWC and Strata was an absolute showstopper. Seriously, just imagine this. You're a video editor in New York, and your raw 8K video files are on a drive all the way over in Los Angeles. Normally, you'd be waiting for hours, maybe even days for that stuff to upload.
With this system, you just drag the remote file into your timeline and start editing. Instantly. It streams only the bits of data you need, in real time. This completely removes one of the biggest bottlenecks in creative collaboration. It is, in a word, frictionless. So, let's zoom out a bit, from our personal devices to the actual environment around us. Because here, too, the big trend was embedding intelligence into the very fabric of our world, making our furniture, our art, and even the way we move around smarter.
This is the Freyek frame, and it's not just a digital display. It's a piece of decor with a brain inside. You speak a prompt, and an AI generates a unique piece of art on its full-color e-ink screen. Now, e-ink is that really low-power tech you see in e-readers, which is why it looks so much like printed art and why the battery can last for years. This quietly changes our whole relationship with AI art, moving it from something you see on a computer screen to ambient art that actually lives on our walls.
Intelligence is also about boosting our physical abilities. This is the NIVE wagon, an electric cart made for production crews or really serious campers. And just look at this chart. It tells the whole story. Compared to a traditional cart, it can haul over half a ton of gear. It's a simple concept, really. Take a rugged tool and supercharge it with an electric motor, quietly making a physically demanding job dramatically easier.
And check out what Segway is doing with its new e-bike. The bike itself is solid, but the real product here is that invisible layer of intelligence built right in. Things like GPS tracking, remote locking, and Apple Find My support. This represents a huge shift that we're seeing everywhere. You're not just buying a piece of hardware anymore, you're buying into a service that keeps that hardware secure and connected.
So, after seeing all these seemingly random gadgets, what's the big picture? What was day 3 of CES really trying to tell us? Well, it's that the show wasn't a circus of unbelievable concepts this year. It felt more like a laboratory for the near future.
The common thread that weaves through all of it, the lollipop, the toothbrush, the art frame, it's this idea of blurring. Technology is no longer some separate thing we choose to interact with. It's dissolving into the background, becoming this invisible, integrated layer that just enhances the things we already do.
And that's the crucial point. Nothing I saw on day 3 was designed to get a standing ovation. There were no dancing robots, no flying cars, but so much of it felt real. It felt practical and almost inevitable. It was technology that felt like it could quietly show up in our homes within the next year, and we'd barely even notice until, of course, we couldn't live without it.
And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. This quiet invasion is only just beginning. As sensors, AI, and batteries all get smaller, cheaper, and more powerful, they're just going to keep vanishing into the objects and routines of our daily lives. So the question is no longer if our world will change, but what completely unexpected part of our human experience will be transformed next.
If you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment on what you liked most, and share the video. Thanks for watching GP Podcast.